Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you and welcome back to the Beat Up Plans of Return to Vampire The Masquerade, the final night. And in the last episode, we found ourselves right in the middle of some sibling rivalry. Therese Woolman and Jeanette Woolman were using us, and now, well, we are going to confront them. After all, we got ourselves a little gang that fired up at us, but we are a vampire and we are quite good with the gun itself, so we did a little shootdown and we won. Now it is time to confront the sisters with what they have done. And get some answers. Yo, Therese, Jeanette! What's going on here? Oh.
You. I'm really sorry it had to end this way. I truly am. You seemed promising, but you've been tainted by the stink of my sister's schemes. And now, I'm going to make sure she never double-crosses me again.
Don't listen to her. She'll kill us both. Save me and I'll help you find Bertram. I swear. Shut up, Jeanette!
I warned you to stay away from
Tongue. He's turned you against me.
I always looked out for you, but you couldn't stand my success.
You had to meddle, didn't you? I didn't want it to end like this, but you forced me. You never gave me any credit for anything, Therese. I was the one calling the shots. Bertram was dancing on my leash. How does it feel to know that I beat you?
Malkavians. Why are you both fighting?
Isn't it obvious?
I'm about to rid the night of this deviant, backstabbing whore.
Do you realize that despite her condition,
She still fornicates with kind, no less.
so despicable?
So unclean.
You're one to talk, dear sister. Or should I say daddy's little girl? Do you want to know just how depraved the Baron of Santa Monica can be?
Shut up, Jeanette.
You'd love the world to think you're a saint. When you thought I was asleep, I used to hear Father come in at night. I heard him whisper how much he loved you in your ear before he... Don't finish that sentence,
Or you're dead.
Okay. This is not going to help any of us. So both of you stop.
Don't you want to hear what happened? How she became the pillar of the community she is today?
Shut up. Just shut up!
Stop it. Right now. The both of you.
Don't try and stop me.
I've had to overlook her treachery,
Her seduction, relations with my enemies,
and the consequences of it.
but I won't endure her any longer.
Endure me? Dear sister, you've done everything you could to smother me.
You love to bury me in your closet, along with all your other skeletons. I'm the good girl. You're the wicked one. You've done nothing but plot against me, when I had our best interests at heart.
And despite that, I've always covered up your mistakes.
I've taken care of you, and this is how you repay me?
Taken care of me.
You've done nothing but keep me down, blame me for every mistake. Did you expect me to let you rule my life until the end of time? No, sister. You've had it coming since our last sunrise.
Is that right, dear?
If it wasn't for me, you would have never survived this long. Remember?
They tried to separate us,
But I refused,
I chose this life.
and brought you into it so that we could stay together.
Obviously, you've forgotten.
Look, if you both want to continue to exist, you're going to have to live with each other. You see, that's kind of the par for the course with your condition.
She's a control freak. People, things, emotions. If she can't control something, she gets rid of it. And you're a wild animal. You'll rub up against anything that'll take you in for the night.
Then when you're stuffed and bored, you bite the hand that fed you.
Both of you have been working against the other. But together, you might actually have some true power.
I don't think that's possible.
How could I ever think to trust her again?
Trust me?
Who could trust you after what happened with Father Dearest?
Father loved me.
I was a good girl. I always did what I was told. You always hated that he loved me. You disobeyed him. You brought men home when he wasn't there. You were an awful daughter to him.
But that's all in the past. We live forever. Are you going to have eternal anger over something so... how to say... meaningless in the sands of time? Forget about it.
Father came home drunk one day and mistook me for Therese. Because I'd fallen asleep in her bed. Don't listen to her. She's lying. Therese walked in while he was there, and she saw me lying with him, and so she went to the closet and pulled out his hunting shotgun, loaded it with deer shot, and blew his mind out all over the silly clown wallpaper. That's a lie. Father killed himself because of Jeanette. She made him miserable.
As I recall, he died with a smile on his face.
No matter what happens, you two need each other to move on. None can exist without the other.
Why? How will this time be any different?
As I just said. Because I don't think you could live without the other.
I'd be better off without her. Have you been paying attention? Oh, yes, Therese. Without me, you'd be free to remake this city in your own image. It'd be the first beachfront morgue.
Look, whether you believe it or not, the both of you would have more power by working together. Wouldn't you?
Therese doesn't like to share. Jeanette's irresponsible. She's undependable.
A venture like mine requires class and distinction, which is something a pigtailed, face-painting harlot does not lend very well.
You do have a way with words, sister.
You're right. I'm not in the same class,
Am I? I mean, murderers are so respectful these days.
Jeanette, stop sabotaging your sister's plans.
But I only do it for attention, and out of love.
You do it because you're vindictive and jealous, and you deserve it.
Therese! Let Jeanette have more responsibility. You're holding a wild animal, as you call her, on a leash. What do you think it will do? Sit down and bark?
More responsibility. So that she can ruin every opportunity I give her? Of course. You're the only one who can secure zoning permits and shake hands. I'd never be able to keep up.
Look, if you call truce, and then they do the feud not between you and Bertram, Therese, you might actually be able to call a truce with Jeanette. A much more stronger feud, I would seem. And if you run this place equally, there's no need to kill one another. And you can use each other's strengths, not point out each other's weaknesses.
If she would stop treating me like a child, if she would start behaving like a rational adult.
Look, you both must have gotten along at some point in time.
Yes, there was a time.
When I was a child, I didn't have many friends. I suppose Jeanette was the only one. We never did get to go out of the house much. Father wouldn't allow us.
He said we'd get hurt, so we stayed inside and we imagined our own worlds. And we spent so much time there together, ruling over those places. Those were happier times, before we grew apart.
See? You don't really want to kill each other, do you? Why would you go into that final night so violently when you can do it all happy and in control?
I never did, no. I guess I don't.
Jeanette, if I were to offer you equal control in Santa Monica, would you quit consorting with Tongue?
I'll stop working against you with him.
But since I've got him in my pocket already, there's no reason for me not to pay him a little visit once in a while,
when he can be of use.
That's not a bad plan. There's just one more thing. I want to be in charge of Santa Monica, but only publicly. I want you to continue to convince others that our relations are strained. That way, we know who our enemies are.
I agree.
Well, then give me the gun, Therese.
Take it. I'd hate to look at it again and think of what almost transpired. I suppose now that Jeanette and I have settled our differences, I'll call off the feud with Tongue. Bertram's hiding in an empty oil tank at the old gas station. I'll tell him to expect a visitor, and I'll ask him to be extra nice.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Please give Santa Monica's regards to the prince. And keep your tongue tied about what happened tonight, or we'll have to kill you.
As you will, but that at least got us a ton of experience, and something about this mod that I never actually truly explained was that Haggle is now part of the skill. It also determines your reward, so if we just increased our Haggle just a little bit more, and the bro, we can go into the new books, and voila, all of a sudden we have power to, well, get a lot of money as well as fight Kindred if we want to. But on the other hand, we could also go into Excavate. Unseen presence. You may move invisible while crouched. It will be revealed if you touch somebody else. I like that power. I also like the finance power. We'll have to see. But the first thing we need to do is, well, look at this Foxy Box's business. After all, we got a card there from this Virgil Crumb, which had to do again with, well, Mr. I Talk a Lot. Reports. 10, 12, 04. My initial observations of the city indicate that the canines here are both scattered and unorganized. There are 3 individuals of note, but they seem to be involved in some sort of dispute. I shall continue to watch and listen. Canines is another word for us vampires. What is this person up to? These canines are a curious and fragile race. They waste the gift of their immortality on petty schemes and fleshy gain. We will have little problem making the city our own. Interesting, and who might you be? It seems that my presence here has been noted by one of the canines, a Nosferatu, I believe they are called. He has entrusted the responsibility of my surveillance to a bumbling mortal fool. I have begun to follow this so-called spy, a small amusing respite from my usual duties. I see. You were discovered, but you already told us that, didn't you? It seems that I have drawn the attention of a newcomer, an agent of the prince. I know very little about this individual, but they seem much more resourceful than most canines I have observed. I will prepare myself in the event that our paths cross. Agent of the prince? The agent of whom I spoke before has discovered the corpse of Virgil Crumb. An altercation seems imminent. If I do not survive, let my last report state that Santa Monica is ripe for the taking. You will find little resistance if we come here in force. Well, we just got the Baroness to work together. The Baronesses? I don't know. But this individual is clearly talking about me. 9. Well, we'll have to remember that. What do we have in our arsenal? Oh, the knife. And the presents. Where are you? What is he doing? Dang it. I can jump as well, Mr. Whatever you are. Well, presence is at least keeping him down and out for a count, or, well, unable to react fast. In fact, he seems to be so out of it that he doesn't even know where we are. But he can take, surely can take a beating. There we go. Killed ourselves a supposed Asian vampire. But no wound on his body. How unfortunate. I wonder if that fight actually kind of went correctly, because normally he does give up much more of a fight. Now, our presence did help, that was clear, but perhaps it was having the animation of being stunned and was still trying to get away, which caused that issue, but interesting nonetheless. Well, let us go in and talk to our troubled little ghoul, so that he can go on and tell his master that the business has been taken care of.
Yo, you do that thing yet?
I did. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, thank God! Oh man! Yes! That thing was hounding me like every night. Look, still haven't heard anything from Bertram. Sorry, okay? I'll still let him know, but for now, I have no way to repay you.
No problem. Do you have actually any idea what that thing actually was?
Bertram said it's like a vampire, only different, you know? It's like what they have in China instead of vampires. He said lots of them have been coming to California for some reason, I don't know.
That is interesting. I better be going. After all, we can't actually know where Bertram is hiding after our little encounter with Tourette. Well, for now, we are going to take matters into our own hand, and I think that involves also using our newly gained experience to increase our upscavate. After all, if we are going to sneak into this warehouse, well, having a new level of upscavate is awesome. Because now we can crawl and still remain invisible instead of only standing still. Yeah.
Look who finally made it. Thought you'd never find me, huh?
Yeah. Well, how do you know I was looking for you?
I've gotten good at knowing when I'm wanted.
Alright. Just like a supposed feud. I take it you're Bertram Tongue?
The one and only. But don't bother with the introductions, fledgling. I know who you are.
Oh, do you now?
News travels down the Kindred grapevine like wildfire. And that courtroom spat between LaCroix and Nines Rodriguez is a juicy little morsel. And you in the middle. How interesting.
Yes, how interesting indeed. Wait, did you say Nines Rodriguez? Well, there are more Rodriguez, I hope, in the city, and let's hope that Thin Blood didn't go to that. Anyways, I'm sure you then also are happy to know that I have survived.
Oh, you did you? Well, I wasn't worried. So why did you need to find me? What did you need?
I need to get into that warehouse. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh, never mind. The warehouse, though. I've been watching the place. The Sabbat has a bunch of low-life humans working day and night to move stuff through there. There's some major staging going on.
Right. But not for long. At least if the only question that remains and the only important one is true. That you actually can get me inside.
Yes, I can. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll leave. Once you're there, however, you're on your own. You'll have to get into the place and plant the explosives in the middle office to take the whole structure down.
No problem. Let's go. Time to head to the warehouse, and more over. Although Bertram doesn't say it, if you look in your quest log when you enter this place. And plan the asteroid without being detected if possible. That is the major thing here, but, well, in order to facilitate as well, I just realized, why not take a little bit of Brawl? Why is that? Well, Brawl is important for an unarmed combat feat, which also makes it easier to feed on the unwilling. getting a little bit more unarmed allows us to grab more of these little goons and feed on them when we need it. That sounds to me like a damn fine idea. Why is Blood of the Sinner not working? I'm also... Thank you. Want to... Oh, that's blood eel. Darn it. Excavate. Oh, looky there. That will be our last piss ever. Ah, awesome. Renewing our excavate for this guy. Perfect. Now, in anti-tribo this mod... Sorry, the anti-tribo mod added into this room a fight, but nothing new. Actually, that's not true. There is something new around here. Interesting. A little bit of bullets. Never heard no one. Anything else new of interest here? Actually, I can't remember this thing. Oh. That is the most meaty thing to do, making a cabinet sound like it's a door opening. Oh well, let's go. You know what? I'm sure that some people of you have never seen the takedown with the disembodied hand. Time to rectify that. Goodbye. Yeah. You strangulate him and then break his neck with the bone. Quite gruesome a fate, I would say. Now, let's get ourselves some bullets. I stand corrected, let's get ourselves a shotgun. Awesome. Normally that just holds bullets for a shotgun. Oh, I shouldn't be running out that many open. There we go. Time to move on.
Yo, what the fuck is going on here tonight? Boxes all in everyone's face and shit.
Didn't you hear? A new shipment came in, some pretty serious hardware.
Yeah, I heard. But what the fuck? We get that kind of shit in here all the time. What's so different about tonight?
I don't know. Marcus is tense as a motherfucker. Maybe you heard something.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, but keep your fucking eyes open. And someone better tell those clowns in the freight house to quit playing cards before Marcus comes out and starts peeling fucking caps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, good to know. You know what? I don't think with Michaelis we actually went and ever listened to the following conversation. Let me just sneak right over there. Well,
Hey, you see something out there?
Wait,
Out there, in the trains. I swear I saw something moving.
ain't nothing out here. You just scared, little John.
What? Shit, I ain't scared of nothing. Scared for whoever decides to come and get a piece of this.
Hey, quit waving that thing around. Fucking explosives all over the place. You trying to blow us up or something?
Now who's fucking scared?
Damn, little John. You all kinds of stupid.
yeah, with Excavate we can get much closer. And that is only to our advantage. We really need to be careful when we activate Blood of the Sinner, because it definitely deactivates our Excavate, unfortunately. Apparently it's considered an aggressive action. Oh. Goodbye. Full on blood. And let us move forward. And closer to our goal.
Where are they gonna deliver it?
The man can't even keep his domesticated home under his own control. He certainly is not going to be the king of the night. Well, let us see what we can do to his mood once we destroy his little organization. He might just go over the bend and fall to damnation to my demonic masters.
Pick up the stash, they promise they make us just like them. You know what that means? That means we never die, we get super strong, we can even fly and shit.
We can even fly?
Why not? Don't they fly in the movies?
Yeah, I guess so.
And like, that punk who dropped your brother, you get his smooth jack shit. Tear their asses up. What was that?
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Ooh, that's a close call. I did actually hear footsteps this time around.
What about blood?
I also hear the guys next door talking about being
If I want a sandwich or
burned.
something. I never agreed to. Just shut up and shoot me.
Well, it seems they haven't done their homework regarding what it means to become a vampire. There's a difference between a few clans, and why I do enjoy so much being on the Bali. So, goodbye. Ah, such a waste of blood. Good, precious blood. Still, better than being detected. Oh, but I could use some. Still, I find it too risky to currently undo all the hard work that I've done. There's another guy. Perfect. No. Be careful. Because I do believe... Yep. Let us get another excavate going. We are really running out of blood, to be honest. That could become a problem. But I don't really dare... I don't know if my brawl is strong enough to take blood from these guys. After all, they are quite... well, practiced in doing manual labor. I would assume they are quite skilled in dodging these type of trouble. There we go. Just waiting a little bit because I know, yeah, I have heard this whistle out. As his colleague is dying right beneath his nose. There we go. Now let us get closer to our goal. Seriously, is he blocking me the entrance?
Been a better one.
Shit, relax, Holmes. I'm in.
Yo, Marcus is getting all crazy on people now, right? What the fuck? Something going down tonight. He knows something. We don't.
I know you best keep your voice down, Holmes. Mark gonna play. That's the shit he don't play.
Look, let people shut up.
There we go. Almost home free. Damn, I hate to do this, but We are nearly out of blood. We need blood. Badly. But I also need to escape this place quite quickly. Well, the next little sinner I see is going to be on the frickin' menu. Better not do it this way, by the way, I just realized. Because if I jump, my excavate will end. But if I go up the staircase, I think I will be safe. What the hell just happened? Damn it, I need to do it one more time.
The warehouse. Your handiwork, I presume?
Yeah, I did that. But what the hell are you going to do? And what the heck are you? Some kind of a werewolf?
Not experienced much in the creatures of the night, are you? For future reference, you might keep in mind that werewolves aren't in the habit of introducing themselves.
Gangrel then. Sorry, I didn't realize that you were around. So who are you, and why have you following me?
I see my reputation, for once, does not precede me. My name is Beckett. I haven't been following you per se. We've just coincidentally been at the same places at the same time, for different reasons. So sorry if I unnerved you. Tell me, have you by chance seen or felt anything strange since your embrace?
Well, I don't think I have seen anything out of the ordinary that isn't, well, peculiar to you.
Most of my contacts here report sensing something unusual in the night air, like a sense of dread or pressure. But I'm not a native to these parts, so I can't tell if it's irregular. And since you're still fresh, perhaps you're not attuned to it. Pleasure meeting your acquaintance, but there are rumblings for me to discredit. We shall, I'm certain, meet again. Or never again. Good night, young one. And be careful. You're very likely being hunted by the Sabbat.
Good night, Beckett. Well, time to quickly gain ourselves some blood right here and right now, before I go mad with lust. Oh, look at that. That is our last little bit of blood, and that hurt my body like no other. We need to feed. We need to feed now. Oh, you better come here and take a piss. Dang nabbit, missed him. Come on, come on, come on! I need to feed. Somewhere, someone's... Holy heck. There we go. At least a little bit of blood. Oh, and with that, I say, thank you for watching, and remember, great peril.